Welcome to Sue Where Why What. Question: have you ever been to a golden waterfall before? Have you ever experienced a waterfall that is both hot and cold at the same time? I have, and I'd love for you to join me on my hike to Golden Falls in Grenada. It was quite an adventure. To get to Golden Falls, it's a hike through the rainforest in Grenada. Starts at Mount Horne, which is not far from Grenville in the north of the island. You will need a guide. As you'll see throughout this video, it will be absolutely impossible to find this place by yourself.
If you enjoyed this video, then please give me a thumbs up and press the red button to subscribe, or the bell to get a notification every Friday when I post a new travel video on Sue Where Why What. Thanks for joining me.
The trek to Golden Falls is all through the rainforest, in and out and through the water. As you can see, you can expect to get wet feet. Basically, it's a lot easier to just walk through the water than try and step on the stones, and you're way less likely to fall and injure yourself. We stopped a couple of times on the way there. This was one of the last stops with this absolutely magnificent tree. I haven't seen one like this since the Amazon. Trying to give this enormous tree scale, but it's really hard. It's huge. There were about 12 people hiking in our group, and we had two guides. One always stayed at the front and the other brought up the rear. As you can see, the colour of those rocks is ever so slightly yellow, and that was the first indication that we're getting close.
So today I'm hiking to Golden Falls in Grenada. Normally I talk quite a bit during my hikes, but I'm with a group. You could not do this hike without a guide. Normally I'd talk a lot more, but I've been really focused on not slipping over. It's a challenging hike. We were told it was easy. It's not easy, it's challenging.
And here is the falls itself. I was lucky enough to be the first one in the group to go in, and it was absolutely magnificent to have the whole place just to myself. The gold is caused by sulphur deposits on the rocks. And there is the next person to join me.
Here I am at Golden Falls. Made it. Wow. Probably, it took about an hour and a half. It's 2.5 miles in. Probably the most terrifying end to any hike or any viewpoint. We swung through on a rope attached to a tree. I'm really not kidding there. That was actually quite terrifying. I slipped really near the end. But if you believe it to be worth it, it's well worth it.
So this is a section to show you how to get to the falls. So this is our guide in the red shorts, and we basically were on a narrow ledge clinging on before we were able to one by one go in and see the falls. So the important thing, this girl has her hand attached to a rope, which is also attached to this branch. Her guide is telling her to put one hand there, one hand on the branch, one foot on top of his foot on the ledge, that's his right foot, and then she's got to swing her way round. It's pretty terrifying to get here, and a couple of the ladies who were in our group chose not to come for that final bit for the falls. As you can see, where they were was a little bit further on from there, so the water was still warm, the water was still gold.
So having come all this way, it'd be rude not to go in, right? The big one is freezing cold and the small one is really warm. Let's see. Wow! Yeah, that's cold. This one? Oh wow! So if you didn't pick that up before, the big one, as you might have seen, is pretty powerful and cold, and the small one is obviously slightly less powerful and hot. Mind blowing. Coming to the end of the Golden Falls hike now, and literally it's only now that I feel comfortable to walk and talk at the same time. Because it has been challenging. They said it was easy. The only thing I can understand that was easy about the walk is that we didn't go up. We basically follow along the river, in the river, over the river on logs, balancing on pipes, clambering over rocks. Basically it's easier to walk through the water than it is to try and step stone across, and trust me, you don't really want to. Oh, across sheer slopes with not a lot to hang on to, swung on bamboo, swung on a rope literally to get into the falls. It's been exhausting. 2.5 miles there, 2.5 miles back. Took us about 2 hours to get there, probably just over an hour to get back. We haven't really stopped on the way back. And exhilarating, but I'm quite tired now. I'm looking forward to getting back home. Phew. That was almost more terrifying than swinging on a rope swing into a waterfall. But it means we're almost home.